everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I record and edit all my videos, all the different tools that I use. Some of them I'm going to have to pop on screen because I am literally using them right now, and my dogs Bodie and Lucky might just pop in and out today. So in order to record, you have to, the most important thing is going to be your lighting and your sound. I have tried a lot of different lapel mics, and because of my hair and my clothes, it either was super obvious or was really crackly. I found them to be somewhat difficult. Other people seem to really love them, but I didn't really like them. So my favorite mic that I have found is this Yeti Blue mic right here. It's kind of a podcasting mic. I have some ink on mine. This is not what I'm using at this exact moment, but it is what I use whenever I record directly onto my computer. So sometimes when I film videos like this, these like talking head videos, I will also record directly onto my computer using that mic. Now when I'm recording these talking head videos, I'm going to use a Sony a6500. It's kind of a small compact camera. It's got the lens that comes out. The main things that can be an issue with it are the battery. The battery can overheat, and the battery can also run out pretty quickly. So I actually have 4 batteries, and I kind of rotate them so that one of them is always charged, and when I'm doing a big recording day, I often have to switch out a couple times. I also have this power adapter, so it's got a battery on the end, but it connects to a cord and a plug. This worked really well on one of my Sony a6000s, but when I got a new one, it didn't really work on that one. So kind of interesting how that works. I typically always record with the battery side open as well, because that's going to keep it a little cooler and not make it heat up so fast. Another issue with this camera, which is with a lot of video cameras to be honest, is that 25 minutes is pretty much all you can get for the memory, no matter what kind of card you have in there. So just kind of pay attention to that. It will make a noise when it shuts off, but then you kind of sometimes don't know exactly when it shut off with what you're saying, so you might have to start over again. So try to just record in less than 25-minute increments, which is usually fine for my YouTube videos, but for some of my courses is a little bit short. So I mentioned that I use the Yeti Blue mic for a lot of my screen recording and when I'm recording on the computer. But when I'm recording on the Sony, the best mic I have found is the Sony boom mic. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, and I'll link all of these supplies for you below as well. But that's what I'm using right here, and we basically only have to put one little denoise filter on it when we're editing, and it really has pretty good sound as long as you don't have anything crazy going on. You might have heard a little bit of like my dogs walking in and out here, but typically if I close the door, you're not going to hear any of that. So I absolutely love this boom mic. I tried, as I mentioned, several different lapel mics. I tried so many different things for honestly several years before I found something that worked really well without me having to check it all the time. The main thing is that you'll just have to make sure it's on. It connects directly into the top of the camera port, and the only time I've had an issue with it is when I traveled with it and I forgot to turn it on after I took it out of my bag. So otherwise it just kind of stays on, and I like to keep my setup where it is. So I have my desk right here, and then I'll keep my camera on a tripod here. So what kind of tripod do I use? I actually use a ring light, and I'll put that on the screen here for you. So that ring light is really wonderful. It has cooler and warmer kind of filters on it. You can adjust it. I'll just adjust it, and you can see like how bright and dim it can be. I don't have any other light on in my room, and I like to have it so my face is a little bit brighter and everything else is just a little bit darker. I don't like to have any overhead light on. Here, I'll turn that on. So you can see how that changes. It's so much warmer, and then you get these shadows, like especially back there. So I think the front facing light is just a lot better for these talking head videos. Now this light comes with a tripod, so basically I can put my camera in the middle of it, leave it. I have it up all the time so I can just really easily turn everything on. I think that's the most important thing if you're going to be recording a lot, is making it really easy on yourself. The hardest thing for me is that my office is really small, so I do often have to clean up things in the back when I'm ready to record, but it is super easy for me to just turn on the ring light, turn on the camera, and go. So as long as if I had a little extra space where I could keep like a clean background, then it would just be perfect and so easy. And the last thing that I do with my physical camera setup is I connect via an HDMI cable into my second monitor so that I can see what's on camera and just make sure like the frame is good, I'm not crooked, there's nothing crazy in the background. Let me see if I can just pick this up and show you. Oh, I cannot pick that up and show you. I'm gonna take a picture of what that setup looks like so you can actually see I can just see myself there, make sure nothing too crazy is going on here, or I haven't like, you know, had a big, sometimes I have paint all over my face, etc. So that's all really helpful, and that's basically everything that's involved in my whole camera setup, mic setup, etc. I try to make it just as easy as possible. Now I'll just hop on the computer and show you a little bit about Premiere Pro, which is the program that I use to edit my videos. All of the videos that you see like this with my little face in the corner of the screen and screen share are done using Loom, which is a software, and you can just download it onto your computer. You can see this element right here is Loom, and I can start a video from whenever, link it out to people. You can edit it on Loom, or you can download it and edit in Premiere Pro. Like I'm edit most of my videos. You can do a lot of different things. So the main thing is you'll want to use your webcam and then a nice microphone, which of course I already showed you. So this is where I get pretty much all of my screen share videos. It's really easy to access, high quality. It will depend on your internet speed. So if you want to do something that is a little less dependent on your internet speed, I'm sure there are some other screen capture softwares that are native to your computer. Now, the only other type of recording I do is I often will record down onto my hand. I recently got a document camera, but I haven't used it really yet. So right now what I do is I mostly record those things on my phone. I actually have a separate phone. It's an old phone of my husband's that I use for recording so I don't run out of space on my other phone. So the main issue that I have with phone recording is getting something that's heavy so that this isn't going to tip if it's like far out on the arm. So I really like this holder. It's very heavy and you can kind of bend it in a lot of different directions. And I love this holder for camera recording. If you've seen anything that I've done with my hands, it was probably recorded with this. And then I just put my phone here and have a little phone holder for this. I'll link this for you. I just got it on Amazon. And then also I have this canvas lamp. I said that weird. And this one's really, really cool, and it's super, I like using this one more than the other one, and it's also got a ring light on it. So when you're recording down, you can change the ring light to like cool, warm, you can change the brightness of it to a few different levels. So it's really, really wonderful, and especially for arts. I actually have a video unboxing this and showing you how to use it and talking all about it. I love this one. My main reason for not using it is that I have to have pop sockets on my phone. And so this phone just doesn't really record because my pop socket gets in the way of the holder, unfortunately. But if I didn't have that, I would use this a lot more often. And since I got this new phone that doesn't have a pop socket, I have been using this one more often. So definitely love this one. I need to dive into it more. I just need to maybe get a little adapter so it fits a little better on here. This is a great one. It's also very, very heavy, and there is you can take this out very easily, and there's an option that you can get where it will hook onto your desk as well, which is really cool. So love this one. I love moving this one around more because it's less like, you know, with the other one you kind of like jerk it and then it moves really far, but this one you can, like, the springs help it just kind of move and stay in place really easily. So I absolutely love this one. Not to mention the light is super helpful. Lastly, I just wanted to show you what I use for editing my videos. This is called Adobe Premiere Pro. The main reason I started using this program is because it comes free with my Adobe subscription, and I already used Illustrator and Photoshop and InDesign because I'm a graphic designer. So this one comes free with all of that, and I love it. If you have a Mac, you could use iMovie. It does a lot of the same things. This is very, very, very robust, so it might be a little more robust than you need if you're just getting started out. But honestly, I think it's a great platform to learn on, and it doesn't take a lot to get comfortable with the few things that you'll need, like cutting things, editing the volume, bringing things in. And if you've ever used Adobe programs before, this does something that I really like, where your project is where you're kind of editing everything, and then in this little box over here, you have all the different pieces that you're editing. So I have a bunch of different videos that I filmed. I bring them in and then I can piece them together, but they're not officially like in this program. They're kind of placed there, like if you've ever used other Adobe things, so that the files don't get absolutely massive and hard to work with, because videos can be just so
huge from a file size perspective. So this isn't a Premiere Pro tutorial specifically. If you want me to get a quick walkthrough up, I can. I have a full lesson on that in Stationery School, which is my membership just for stationery designers. But I just wanted to kind of show you what this looks like as far as editing and how you have all the different pieces. Here, another thing that I recently did film a video on here on my channel is the text editing. It's fairly new, but you can do things like just select a word, move it around, delete it, highlight it, etc. So you can actually edit by text, which is really, really cool. And I'm super excited. It's going to make my editing process even faster here in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if this was helpful in seeing all the different tools that I use for filming and editing my videos, if you want to check any of them out, I'm going to link everything in the description in case it was on screen way too fast or I said it too fast for you. Let me know what questions you have about this setup. And if you want to see more about video editing in Premiere Pro, I'd be happy to film that for you. Thanks, everyone.